There we go.
Okay.
What's up, everybody? Alright, checking the audio real quick. Make sure we have good audio. Alright, so we are actually waiting on Mama and Daddy. They had to go to a appointment. So I'm gonna give about a minute, and they may show up in the middle of this.
Yes.
So today, as you can see, we are talking about Chickens 101.
Yay! Chicken.
So,
no, not yay chicken.
The chickens.
No chicken.
The chickens.
Chickens are only good when they're dead and you can eat them.
I like them when they're alive.
Nope, I like them when they're dead and I can eat them. Thank you.
So you like the turkeys when they're alive?
No, they're the same way. Okay.
Susan has a phobia of birds.
And we'll get into that.
What's so funny is she used to show birds. She used to show chickens that.
Well, that's before that thing happened. Okay.
So as y'all can tell, we are not inside the house tonight.
No, we're not.
We are in our camper.
Yes.
It might be. Yeah, that's a little too loud. Turn the light behind you.
Yeah, I was gonna
Everything
say
be
that.
a little glary.
There we go.
There we go. That's a little better.
Mhm.
We're being really dark, but it's all right.
Yeah.
All right. So as y'all come, leave comments so we know who's watching.
Mhm.
Let us know anything about chickens that you might know that we did not talk about or we did not share today, because we don't know everything about chickens.
That's right.
We learning. We all learning. So we all learning at this. We're all growing. So y'all help us as we grow.
Little fairy.
Yeah. She says she's on her way. She's in Slocum. So, Susan, what's anything you know about chickens?
Let's see. There's only 2 color eggs.
There's two only. We learned that.
Wait a minute. I've been watching Little House on the Prairie, and Mary says to know how to tell a boy and a girl chicken. It's very easy. The girl chicken, when you go put your hand on her, is an egg. That's a girl chicken. Yep.
So that's how you tell a boy from a girl.
Yeah. Mary says that.
You stick your hand in there and you find an egg.
No, okay.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. I mean, the cock-a-doodle-doodle don't let you know anything.
I don't know.
That's funny. That is hilarious. So yeah, let's get into chickens. So if you have chickens, some of these you may know, or maybe you don't know exactly. But there's a lot about owning chickens.
Yes.
I think one of the most misunderstood things is most people think they go get a chicken, and like many animals, they go grab a chicken, they go put it in a pen, and they think they can let it live the way it wants. But that's not the truth.
No.
The truth is you got to take care of those chickens. So let's talk about chickens.
Chickens.
Yep. Again, we're talking about Chicken 101. Alright. Of course, the easiest thing to know is there's a difference between a hen and a rooster.
Yeah, they are.
And it's not just one lay eggs and one don't.
It ain't.
So, first of all, you got to know when you get a chicken, you don't really need a bunch of roosters.
No, you don't.
It's like the ratio is one rooster can take care of almost 12 or more hens. And you only really got to have roosters, if you want eggs to hatch.
Yeah.
Because hens are going to lay eggs no matter what, if you have a rooster or not. But it's nice to have a rooster because the rooster helps protect the hens. That's one thing. And again, if you want to hatch chickens later, you need that rooster to help produce other chickens. All right, that's most of the thing. And there's all different kind of chickens.
They are.
There's tons. So first of all, when you get chickens, you got to figure out what you want chickens for.
Yep.
Do you want chickens for eggs? Or do you want chickens for meat?
Or do you want chickens to show chickens?
Some people just buy those. Wants to show chickens. That's how Susan really got into chickens, was showing the chickens at Peanut Festival. All right. And the difference is between you most likely are going to get eggs no matter which kind.
Yes.
But the amount of eggs between if you get a rooster or if you get like a meat chicken and a dairy chicken, which lays more eggs, is based between how many eggs it's going to lay. Like you have some chickens that lays over about 300 eggs a year. You have some that only lays maybe only 100 a year. And that all based upon the sizes and what kind of chickens they are.
Yep.
Right? You get the little blue cells. They only lay about, I think they say about 250 eggs a year.
Wow.
They normally only weigh between spring and and right at fall, and then they start laying. But yet, if you go get the Bible says, what about the children? All right, so sorry, I had to read. I'm reading on this little bitty screen right now, so it's a little hard. But you got to figure out what kind of chickens you want.
Yes.
All right, you can't just go grab a chicken and think you're going to get a bunch of eggs, because like some of our chickens this year, they was laying eggs like crazy.
Yes, it was.
I mean, everywhere. I was literally to the fact that I was taking eggs to church and just giving them away because we were producing so many eggs.
I thought that was more party.
I thought, hey, God might have, because there's people that needed those eggs and they survived off those eggs. But mostly because the mostly breeds that we have the Rhode Island Red, we have Easter layers, we have I can't think of some of the other eggs. The Americanas, and now we got the breasts, and those are mostly meat / eggs, but then we mostly bought them for to have eggs and to raise and take them freezer count.
Yep.
And to hatch eggs. We have our little cells but we mostly got those because Susan was showing chickens. That's why we got those little bitty ones. They don't really produce many eggs. Their eggs are small, but if you want to sell for like baking, their eggs are very, very rich and taste very good. But they're very rich and they're really good for baking.
Yes.
Then we have our little our
silkies.
Our silkies, which they lay about a medium-sized
eggs in meat.
Yep. And then we have our cuckoo maroon.
Cuckoos.
Yep. We have those, and they just started laying. So some of our chickens are just started laying.
Yes.
Because like our older chickens, like last year, they all starting to get over age, And let's talk about that real quick. A chicken averagely only lives between 5 to 10 years.
Wow.
That's how long they can live. They can live.
Yes.
The longest one I seen, they said lived to almost 19 years.
That's an old chicken.
That's an old chicken. That's what I'm talking about.
That chicken's not
wow,
eatable.
That's an old chicken.
Not eatable chicken.
No. But a chicken can live to be about 5 to 10, but that don't mean they're going to live 5 and lay eggs the whole time. That's just how long they can live. So, and normally after 5 years old, they're really not going to start laying that many eggs. You may have some chickens that lays a little longer, but normally, like our chickens are starting to stop laying. They're getting old. They're starting to lose their feathers because they're getting to the point where they get the little beak on their, their beak.
The point.
Yep, and it means they're normally going to stop laying eggs. Alright, I'm just trying to share what Mama was saying. So, what you got to know about chickens is they don't live forever.
No, they don't.
They get to the point where you got to make sure you have some older chickens and you start getting your chickens to replace those chickens.
Yes.
So, let's say like our chickens we know get to the age they're going to stop laying.
Yep.
That means we already got biddies ready to come to replace them. Because you got to make sure you're constantly having your eggs. And like your older chickens may still lay some eggs, and just not all the time. They might get to the point where they're only laying an egg once a week. But a young chicken, let me find it because I'm trying to find it all on these little bitties. Right here. A full-grown chicken normally will lay an egg about every 28 hours. And then it takes 21 days if you wanted to hatch that egg for it to hatch in an incubator. And you have to make sure if you put it in the incubator and you're trying to keep it warm, that you keep it humid and you keep it moist. They say it's normally about 75%, 70%, and then you crack it up to 80 the last week.
Yep.
On humidity. So chickens can lay eggs about every other day. They may lay every day. It depends on the chicken. They said there was one chicken that laid. I can't remember. It was like one chicken laid about almost 7 eggs a day.
Wow.
But a chicken is born only with so many eggs.
Yes, they are.
So when your chicken is born, they're born with all their eggs. And it just means throughout their life they're gonna lay those eggs. So if your chickens are starting just to drop eggs a lot, it means they may not lay eggs for as long as those other chickens.
That's right.
So you just gotta watch your chicken. So let's talk about what you need to feed your chickens. Alright, so chickens, believe it or not, chickens can near about eat anything.
That's right, they can.
I mean, if you died and you fell dead on the ground, your chickens are gonna eat you.
Yep, they are.
Believe it or not, they're just as bad as pigs. So chickens will eat anything. But they love scavenging and finding food.
Yes,
they like finding. They like actually working for their food.
Yes.
So a lot of times I like throwing their feet on the ground. That way they enjoy looking for their food and they have more fun doing it. And it just like any other animal, they enjoy searching for their food. But what we normally feed our chickens here, we normally feed them a mixture of different feed.
Yes.
Not just one thing, because you can't just go get some scratch feed that has corn in it and feed your chickens, expect your chickens to live.
That's right.
Because your chickens are not going to get enough protein and vitamins.
The protein.
And to support your chickens. I mean, having some corn and some wheat and stuff, it may help. It will help because, like, especially during the winter time, because that corn actually gives off nitro gas and carbon gas, and it helps them stay warm.
Yes.
And it also helps them stay full.
Yep.
So we do use a 5-way normally because
yes.
it's what we have, and mostly all our food is Tucker meal because we live here in Alabama, and it is a Alabamian business. Mm-hmm. Meter. So, how much do you feed your chicken, Susan?
What's on the board? Or what Steven tell me to feed?
What Steven?
Because he changes it all the time.
All right. But on average, a full-grown chicken needs about 1/4 a pound of feed every day, and that comes about a week. A chicken needs about 1.5 pounds food a week.
Wow.
So that's per chicken.
Uh-huh.
All right. So on average, I measure out based on how many chickens we have, how many chickens we have in a pen. We have some pens that has 20 to 30. We have some that has a little less, and then we have some that only has 2 or 3 because we have them separated. So therefore, I know about what about the amount they need, because I want to give them just a little more than just that 1/4 a pound, because again, you got multiple chickens.
Yes, you do.
And you got to make sure you have room that every chicken's getting feed, because especially if you have your, like we do, we have our turkeys. Those turkeys eats more.
Dinosaurs.
Those turkeys eats more feed than the chickens.
Of course they do. They're dinosaurs.
I think it's actually a 1/2 pound on a turkey per day, because they're just so much bigger and they need so much more. But if I'm incorrect, please someone leave a message and let me know. But it is a 1/4 pound per day for a chicken. So we also hold on, some fake things are coming up. I'm sorry. Technology, y'all. So when you're feeding your chicken, you want to make sure you're giving them protein.
Yes, protein.
So we have our layer pellets.
Yes.
And this is to help them lay more eggs. Because what we normally give is a high protein.
We went to a higher protein.
Yes, it's 21% protein. Because you want to make sure you're giving these chickens the protein. Because if you don't, they're not going to lay eggs, because you know what's going to happen to their eggs?
No more eggs.
They're actually going to start consuming their eggs.
Yes.
And their eggs are going to disappear.
Yep.
So you got to make sure you're giving your protein so they don't have to use their eggs to consider more calcium and protein. We also, sometimes based on what we need of chickens, sometimes you got to give them some stuff to help have more calcium.
Yes, like
you have to if they need vitamins. Sometimes you got to go get feed that has more vitamin D, vitamin E, depending on what your chickens need. All right, and another thing you got to figure out is, do you need crushed shell?
Yes.
And gurt. Because chickens, they don't have
teeth.
That's right. Everything goes into the gizzard.
Yep.
And they'll eat like little pellets and little things, and they use rocks and dirt and stuff, and they use that to grind up their food. And chickens only have one end.
Yep, one end.
They do both business out the same end.
Yep.
All right. So they don't pee and then poop. Then normally all comes out one.
Yes.
And if your chickens are getting constipated, it commonly means you're feeding on way too much grain, or you're feeding them too much whole corn and stuff. Because you gotta also be careful when you're feeding your chickens just bread.
Yes.
Because you can give your chickens bread. It's not bad to give your chickens bread. But if you give them too much bread, just like any other animal, they're gonna get constipated.
Yes.
They're not gonna be able to use the bathroom, and you're gonna have sick chickens. So let's move on. Move on. So water. You gotta make sure your chickens have water.
Yes.
Because again, just like most of your animals, they gotta have water to help break that down and digest their food. You can't just put them out there and expect them to find their own water. You gotta make sure they have water sources where they can get their water so they can break down their food. Because if you're not, they're gonna get dehydrated, and again, they're gonna die.
Yep.
So you need to make sure you at least have enough water sources for all your chickens. And you don't want to have to fight over it. Yes. Same thing with food. You don't want to have to fight over it. Another thing you got to do is make sure you have enough room for your chickens. You can't just get 30 chickens and throw them in a small little pen.
No.
So on average, per laying hens, you want to make sure you have about it's between a 2 to 3 feet square feet per a chicken. So again, depending on the size, because you got layers that's a little tiny, you got layers that are medium size, and you got layers that they look like monsters.
Oh my! Monsters.
So you want to make sure your chickens have enough room to walk around and to Susan's phone. Have enough room to get around and look around and know what and they're able to move. For one thing, if you have them cramped too much, you're gonna have chickens that starts pulling the other chickens' feathers out.
Yep.
And we're having an issue with our turkeys, so we're trying to find and make a new room for our turkeys because our turkeys are being mean to our chickens.
They are.
Because turkeys they mean.
They are. They're mean.
They mean I think they're the bullies.
They're ain't mean to me. In my head.
Susan's terrified of them.
They're dinosaurs.
But you just got to make sure your chickens have enough room and have enough ground for them to search and to dig. Another thing you got to make sure your turkeys have is somewhere to dust, because turkeys do not care to have baths like we do. Just like many animals, they have grown to the point they want to be able to have a dirt for them to dust, and this is what helps them keep the mites off. This is what helps them to keep their feathers nice and oil. Because if not, their feathers are gonna get dry, just like you do with many. They're not really aquatic birds.
No, they're not.
Did you know? But chickens can swim.
Yes, they can.
Chickens can swim just like a duck.
Yes.
But just not as.
No, they're not that good. They try. They
can float. They can float. They won't sink or nothing. They would just sit there and float until they find somewhere to get out. But they won't stay as dry as long because they don't have the waterproof feathers.
See?
They have some oil, but not as great. So, y'all, it's just amazing what but chickens, if you go and pet your chickens every day and you friend your chickens, they'll treat you just like a dog does, just like Evie is right here laid. There's people who has pet chickens and they sit on their shoulders and they walk around with chickens on their shoulders. And it's funny. It's so funny. So, let's talk about roosters.
Oh my, roosters.
We already talked about hens. We already talked a little about roosters. Susan, roosters only crow in the morning, right?
No, they don't. They crow all night. It seems like they crow 3 times.
So, y'all, the myth, it's only a myth that chickens only that crows when the sun comes up. They
Oh,
crow.
no.
They crow all the darn time.
But I fear why they crow. No, okay?
Why?
You know why? I can't remember right now, but I know.
Mostly when the rooster crows, it's mostly for territorial
Yeah.
reason. They're letting the rest of the roosters know, hey, I'm here. This is my land. This is my spot.
Yep.
Another thing is they want the hens to know where they're at. It'd be like, hey, I'm over here, somewhat a mating call as well. It's like, hey, hey, good looking, I'm over here. Come find me. Another thing is, a rooster commonly just likes to crow just to crow.
Yes.
When it wants to crow, it'll crow. And it's so funny when you got young roosters starting to grow up and they starting to crow, and it sounds you want to go over there like, are you dying?
Yeah.
You sound like you've been smoking way too long. But normally chicken crows, so they never eat each other ears. They'll crow at night if they feel like there's any
predators
around. They'll crow, or if like your hen lays an egg and it gives off that little laying call, a rooster normally crows to let the hen know it's around.
Yep.
So that's another thing. So predators. While we're on predators, y'all, I don't know about where y'all live, but predators.
Predators. Yes.
Oh, we have tons and tons of predators. From the giant coyote to the cougars.
To the little foxes.
To the foxes. To the possums. To the coons.
And oh my.
To the bobcats.
Wait a minute. And the bears.
Well, we don't have bears.
But they don't know about the Florida gate line. No, okay? It's just right there.
But there's many predators. And that's just the ground one. Then you got the buzzers. You got the hawks.
Yep.
So normally on our chicken coops we have a wire on top.
Yes.
Because we learned when we lived when I was a kid, we learned that when we lived in Wetumpka that hawks and buzzers would come down and fly off with your chickens.
And your bunnies. And bunnies starts frying.
And it's like, yesterday it came out and I had 5 chickens. Today I came out, I only have 4 chickens.
Yep.
Where did that chicken go? You look up and you see a chicken flying. I'm like, well, I knew chickens could fly some, but I didn't know they could fly like
that.
Yes. So you gotta make sure you're protecting your chickens. I don't recommend just using what we call chicken wire.
No.
The plain chicken wire. That's just the little hexagon squares, and it's very thin. You commonly need something just a little stronger than that. Normally that just helps keep your chickens in.
Yes.
But you got to make sure you're keeping other stuff out. So we typically suggest to either use some hog panel or to use some red top or something other.
Yeah.
Just to help keep the predators out. And if that doesn't help, you can get like the Premier One fence. And to help keep your predators out, something electrified. And I like letting our chickens out to walk around.
I do too.
And just because I don't like them just being in that one little coop.
No, and it's because it's a rain season. It gets so strong.
That's right. Here in Alabama, in our area, it is just so wet and so moist that our ground sometimes just gets really, really mushy.
Yes.
Sorry, y'all. I got hiccups. So, typically when our chickens, I like let them out. We do got to get in their pens and we got to clean them.
Yes.
That's something I got to do next week when I get back. is clean the chickens. You gotta make sure you have your chickens nice hay, clean hay for them to lay their eggs in.
Mm-hmm.
Have nesting boxes.
Yes.
I mean, you gotta make sure you're protecting your chickens from predators. Make sure your chickens have nice living areas. And another thing is important that make sure they have somewhere to perch so they're not on the ground. Chickens do not like laying on the ground.
No, they don't.
Other when they're dusting.
Yeah.
That's the only time they normally ride. Because chickens, believe it or not, chickens comes from the jungle.
Yeah.
They were jungle fowls, and they at night they'll fly up in the high point of the trees like our chickens, our wild chickens does, and they'll sleep on the top of the tree so other animals can't find them. The predators won't find them.
Yep.
But what our chickens don't know, the possums and the coons can climb the trees and get them. In the bobcats. So y'all, what's something else y'all know about chickens? I want to see if anybody messaged us. Mama said little pigs that are in.
Oh, okay. I'll be back, everyone. Nope, someone's letting her in.
It sounds like Daddy's letting her in.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all have any questions about chickens? I'm gonna give y'all just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Evie tried to go out the door, but I got the screen door open and she ran into the screen door.
Yes.
It was funny.
It's so funny.
So, what's something about chickens we get to talk about?
Let's see.
Make sure you protect your garden from your chickens.
Yes. Protect your garden from your chickens.
Protect your garden from your chicken. If you are letting your chickens just run free and running, make sure they are not getting into your garden. You got it? Are you able to get in? Little fairy's trying to come up the ladder.
Oh, wow.
Don't.
Ah! We're all shaking!
It's a shaking earthquake.
Indeed.
You ain't got to shut it all the way. We just been using the screen.
Now we're all here.
We're all here. Is it chilly?
It wasn't. I got out.
So, I figured y'all been watching the whole time.
Yeah.
So, what's anything we haven't talked about yet?
You haven't
Ain't it
talked.
neat how Mama can type and drive?
Okay, did you talk about? You didn't talk about what's the different 10 breeds of laying chickens. Do you know?
Oh, don't remember.
You didn't say nothing about what was the best layer chicken.
I really don't know what the best layer. That's debatable between what people like. All right,
That's right.
that's hard right there because that's debatable.
Yeah, but they say the number one chicken that lays the most eggs is Isa Brown. They say they weigh 360 eggs a year.
I don't know, that one chicken lays 7 eggs a day.
I know, but she didn't lay them every day. 7 eggs.
She laid them.
Yeah.
She laid the record for a year was 400 and something.
Uh-huh.
This chicken laid. All I hear now is bub, 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 bub.
Hey,
Now people can hear you better.
they
Too.
can hear me.
But I was
Sorry
close to
about that.
Steve's.
She was moving her microphone.
Yeah.
I know you're making mic sounds.
Yes. And
So-
then, I left my notes in the truck.
Eggs, color eggs.
Egg. Oh, there's only 2 color eggs.
There's truly only 2 colors. They're actually all different color outsides.
Right.
Yep.
You have from your white to your brown to your blue to your green
Mhm.
Pinks.
to your reds.
Uh-huh.
But in the inside, there's only truly 2 colors.
We learned
Yes.
that last year at the homestead meetup.
We were saying last year because it only still
I
was a
know.
couple months.
Zach
Yes,
said there are only
man.
2 color eggs. They are white and blue.
Mhm.
Because when you crack the egg up, and the inside of the shell is either white or blue.
Yep.
And that's cool. And then, like you said earlier, you don't need a rooster.
That's right.
That
And the way you can tell what color eggs you're laying,
is because they're lows
you
on
can
the
look at
chicken.
their earlobes.
Yeah.
Because chicken has earlobes.
They do.
Yes.
How low are they? How low can they go?
They're right.
Low.
They're sort of right behind their ear, right back their ears.
I
you
know.
know.
But mainly that works with
Mhm.
silkies. And
Well, that normally works if if they have red earlobes, you can tell they're gonna have brown eggs
or white
or-
eggs.
or red eggs.
Mhm.
If they normally have brown earlobes, then they're gonna lay white eggs.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
And the leghorns is the ones that lays the most white eggs. Yes. Which that's what I want to
But
get.
depending on the color, it actually affects your taste. Because like your green eggs, they say your green eggs is gonna have less sodium
Yeah. No.
than your other eggs.
Not
And-
sodium. Oh my goodness. Calcium.
Yes.
They say your
Cholesterol.
brown eggs gonna have less
Cholesterol.
calcium.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's true or not. That's just
All
some of
All I say, there's all good eats.
the.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm not going to debate when that's because they're just good eats. Okay. You fry me some good fried egg and give me some grits. Ooh.
I'll let you have all the fried eggs. I'm not a breakfast person.
I'm not
Me
either,
either.
but I'd rather bake with the eggs and stuff.
That's right.
Yes.
So
Yeah, and then you got different kind of chickens. Like we got different kind of meat chickens. Like I want to get a King Kong's.
gorillas.
No, they're chickens. It's called King Kong.
Are there giant?
I watched the
too?
movie. I'm pretty sure King Kong
I
was
think
a gorilla.
I think I'm pronouncing that right. But they said they're the best meat chickens. Those and the breeds that we have is good meat chickens. But they say the King Kongs gets bigger than them and they're faster growing.
They're bigger than giants.
Yeah.
Man.
Lord.
Yeah.
So I'll let you feed them.
Yeah, we're gonna put a sign on there. Susan's chicken feed only.
I run away.
No, I'm not talking about don't feed Susan to them only.
Oh man, I was getting ideas on like every now and then go out there and throw a finger or two.
I tell you,
Susan can grow them back, right?
no.
No.
And most chickens start laying at 16 weeks.
Mhm.
Some of them's younger than that, but most of them are 12 to 16 weeks
Yeah.
when they start laying. And when they get older, their eggs, when they get about 3 or 4 years,
We talked about that.
and then
They
they start
stop-
getting smaller.
Mhm.
First of all, the egg starts getting smaller.
Actually, their eggs is bigger.
well, it's not depending on
Actually, their eggs they lay less eggs, but their eggs tends to get bigger
right,
because they're laying less eggs.
yeah,
Because that means they're going to be consuming more calcium and more protein.
right,
So their eggs gets a little bigger.
right. So I mean, chickens are cool to have.
Yes.
Do you know chickens can see in color?
Yeah,
They
Isn't that
actually
cool?
see in more colors than we do.
right,
In a dream.
yeah, that's cool. Look what they dream.
I don't know.
They
One of my
dream.
bunny dreams because it'd be in the middle of the night thumping his leg.
And you know what he's getting ready for?
Probably imagine running away from Evie.
Might be.
But it's not Evie, it's him. He starts running and he wants Evie to chase him.
Or whatever. I
Yeah.
think Evie.
Well, now
Yes,
he
together.
thinks he has a girlfriend.
Yep.
Peppermint. Yes. Well, Peppermint. But anyhow, I mean, and their chickens is all different colors. I mean, they're all different colors, all different kind of feathers, and like
And you put them in a pen, they normally all get along.
Yep.
yeah, most of them. You got some chickens that's aggressive, but like Jersey Giants is aggressive, but they're also good chickens. I mean,
Mhm.
and you got some that's really aggressive, and some Rhode Island Red seems to be more aggressive, but they're good chickens.
But I tell you what it is, alright? So a chicken can remember up to 100 faces.
Oh wow!
Alright? Over 100 faces. So if that chicken don't like you, it remembers your face and it's like, hey, you hit me with a bucket, and
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna come after you now.
Right. Yes. I mean,
You hit me with a red bucket. If you come in
I
here with
know.
a red bucket, I'm gonna attack
I
you.
guess.
I go feed him with a red bucket. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If I don't like you with a red bucket.
And Brian, he don't like Brian with a red bucket. And when I first started feeding him with a red bucket, he kind of. But then later, when he knew I wasn't gonna hit him, he got okay. That turkey did. Our sweetgrass turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like you're saying, the chickens can swim, but they don't have the same kind of oils and stuff.
Yes.
They don't. They're not as waterproof, and
Right.
they will eventually dry out and
Yeah.
won't be able to stay on top
And
of the
they'll
water.
sink.
Yep.
Anything else you can think of?
What's some other rumors that granddaddy used to tell you about chickens? I try to find the other rumors that he used to say about chickens.
Oh, I know one is when the chickens stopped laying. Daddy said to make some cornmeal and pepper. And he said put lots of black pepper and cayenne pepper in there, and you go out there and throw it to them and make them lay eggs. That really don't work. I know because I tried.
That's just like they used to tell you have chicken pox to go lay in there.
I know. When I was a little girl, if we had chicken pox, you had to go lay down in front of a chicken coop, and they'd have to fly the chickens over you and get rid of your chicken pox. That didn't work either.
I think you misunderstand the word just because it's called chicken pox.
Yeah.
Don't mean the chickens can heal the chicken pox.
Well, if you had mumps, they put sardine oil on your neck and make you stay in a dark room.
We talked about
you go
the
blind.
other room about the chickens crowing at the morning time. They don't do that. They crow all night long.
I know.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
if they get started, they all crow.
Yes.
You can stand outside and listen to crow. You hear them crow here, hear them crow next door.
All the
least a mile-
cartoons lie to us.
At least a mile away, you can hear a rooster crow.
Yep. And
they also crow to show who's the dominant one.
yep.
You know,
And they normally puff. They also, when they're in the tape, they puff out.
they do. And it's also saying, "Hey, baby, come here."
But I mean,
Yeah,
that's
okay.
mostly all I can think of. We talked about feed.
Right,
We talked about new water. We talked
Uh-huh.
about pins.
right. And they need oyster shells. That you
We
mentioned
talked
oyster
about
shells.
crush because they don't have no teeth and they
Yeah.
have gizzards.
Yeah, and the oyster shells helps their eggs to be harder.
It gives them more calcium.
Yes.
Yeah.
We talked about
If
that.
you give them fruit and vegetables, so lots of greens, that makes them lay more eggs.
So a cool fact about chickens is they said if every family or every house had 3 chickens, you would do away with the egg companies.
Right. Yeah. I
You
seen
would not
that
have
too.
no egg companies,
Mm-hmm.
and you would reduce the waste
Yeah.
of
They
food
said
waste.
if you had 3 or 4 chickens,
Yeah,
you
per
have
house.
800 eggs a year. Can you imagine? Could you eat that many? I mean, that's a lot.
No.
And if you had 6 chickens, that'd be 1,200 eggs a year. Wow. Imagine we get that many because we gave around 12 to 15 dozens
A
a
week.
week.
A week.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
So that's one thing about cool. Because like we said earlier, chickens will eat anything.
I know.
They'll eat meat.
Susan?
They'll eat Susan.
They're
They'll
not
eat-
helping.
They can eat near about anything. You
They
just gotta
will.
make sure you're not giving like large quantity of mostly bread.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because like we said earlier, it would get constipated.
And I was reading one of the best things to give chicken to make them lay is sunflower seeds. That sunflower seeds helps them to produce eggs.
Especially black oil.
Yeah, the black oil sunflower
Mhm.
seeds helps them produce eggs. I didn't know that. That's a new thing.
So
When I was sitting around today, I did a lot of
they normally have sunflower seeds in the 5-way,
They do, yeah.
and that's why they have it in the 5-way.
Yes.
And then turkeys has to eat more protein,
As we talked
higher
about that.
protein.
It-
I didn't get everything y'all talking about.
yeah, we talked about the turkeys is a whole different subject.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a totally different subject. You can't, and like turkeys, they don't like searching for their food like.
No, they don't. They search a little, but not like chickens. Chickens loves to scratch, and they love to eat the worms and the grub and stuff, and they eat the
Mm-hmm.
roots and all kind of stuff they love to eat. And that's why they, like you said, they like to search for their food. Do we have a comment?
Did you say, hey, y'all?
Who's that?
Invincible Warrior.
All right. Hello. How are y'all tonight? Yeah. Do y'all have any more questions
Yeah.
that we can answer? Or maybe if we can't find the answers, we'll look them up. But like you said a while ago, you need to have at least 3 different ages of chickens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
you need your older hens, your middle-sized hens, and your biddies. And you
Your
need to rotate.
teenagers,
Yeah,
yeah.
the teenagers.
And you gotta know what about your location too, because
Mhm.
you may want some kind of breeds and they don't do well in your area.
And then you also got some breeds that just sits all the time, like our silkies.
That just brood.
Oh, our silkies
broody.
are so broody. If you want something to sit, get some silkies. They love to
They
sit.
broody.
They
Mhm.
are. And then you got other chickens that don't brood at all. They don't sit at all. I mean, they don't sit at all.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And you gotta have the nesting box so they feel safe. If they don't feel safe, they won't.
Yeah, they need to be clean. They need to be safe because
Uh-huh.
I mean they don't want to lay in their own stuff just like you don't want to.
That's right.
That's right.
Chickens tend to be more tidy and clean.
They do. Yes, they do. And I mean, chickens are.
And you also have chickens. We didn't talk about this, but we also have chickens who some chickens lays during the spring and fall,
Right.
and you got
Mhm.
some chickens that lays during the winter.
That's right.
Yep.
But we live in the hot South,
Yeah. And
and we can't have those winter.
I was trying to find some chickens that would lay in the wintertime, but they said if you live in the South, you'll have heat stroke.
Because chickens can endure cold weather better than they can endure hot weather.
Yeah.
Even
Yes.
even regular chickens,
That's right.
because
Mm-hmm.
chickens they're able to ventilate.
That's right.
That's why you have to make sure they have water.
That's right. And that's why they spread out their wings and stuff to vent so they don't get so hot.
And they dust.
Yeah.
And they
Well,
dust
the
a lot.
chicken houses got the mid fans.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then they
Circulate.
also dust to keep the mites off of them and stuff. They love.
We did talk
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Let's see. Anything else you can think of?
I really can't think of much more.
Oh, you got to figure out something else to talk about.
So
Chickens. Come on. Can't have dead time.
pet chickens. We talked about the little pet about Daddy used to have a pet chicken.
Mhm.
Yes.
He had a rooster that used to lay on his shoulder and he used to walk around.
Mhm.
So I got a question though. Did you walk around with the chicken on one shoulder and the bobcat on the other one?
No, they were separate times.
I was just curious.
had
I'm like, did you
we
walk
had-
around
we
with a
had the
bobcat on one
bobcat.
shoulder and the chicken?
We had the bobcat when we was in Texas before we moved here.
I was just curious because I was like, sometimes in child picturing you had a chicken on one shoulder and the bobcat. I'm like, and the chicken was and the bobcat was like, we can't be friends. But the bobcat would look at it, but you can't be dinner.
Funny.
Yeah.
I used to years ago. I used to have one that was very tame.
Right.
And I saved it. It was just a wild game hen,
Uh-huh.
and
Mhm.
I saved it. And I used to put it on my shoulder and walk around
Right.
with it, and it would follow me around. If it got out, it just followed me around
Right.
and everything.
Oh, I know. I was trying to tell you a while ago, but you wouldn't hear me because I was in the truck. We have Smoky Grays, and we had Diancas. I mean, furry Diancas out front.
Yeah.
And we have Bar Rocks.
I just can't remember. There's so many different chickens. It's hard to remember all the names.
Yes.
It's like going to a family reunion trying to remember all your
California
families.
Yeah, we
It's
have
like I have
California
never
White.
even met you. How am I supposed to know your name?
Yeah. But I think it's time to get rid of all those, like you said, because
Yes.
they're getting too old, and replace them.
You know,
Yeah, I want to get new breeds this year. I want to get some white leghorns. I want to get some of the King Kongs, or how to pronounce that. And we got the
we're getting gorillas.
yeah, we are.
Hey, we'd have all the tape we wanted.
And I want to get
Free
some-
labor. Get that gorilla to start digging holes.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey, what's y'all's favorite chickens y'all have?
Mhm.
What's your favorite kind of chicken you want, Stephen?
I like the Easter layers. They're gentle.
I like them too.
They gentle and they
Yes.
give different color eggs.
Yes. I was thinking about ordering some eggs from Head Family Farm. and hatching them. I think that would be neat. I seen they had some Easter.
You mean we have to go up there and get them in
Yeah,
person?
I know.
Yes.
Like in April when they have the petals from past. Yes.
I don't know if I'm gonna be here for the petals of the
That's
past.
okay. I will be.
I will be.
I was thinking about seeing if we can order some from them. I want to get the eggs and hatch them, but they said they had a rainbow selections of eggs that you could hatch.
A rainbow.
I know. I like
A
when you're going out to
rainbow.
the egg hen house, and getting all different color eggs. I love the different color eggs. I mean, I'm not one that puts all of them in different little cages and keep their eggs separate, because I like the barnyard where you have all different colored chickens and all different colored eggs.
Hey, it's better now since we have them all in houses that we didn't have to go play Easter every day.
I
know.
We used to have to play Easter every day
Yeah,
and go find the eggs.
I know. When I was a little girl, that's what we always had to do. We used to have to go find Easter egg hunting.
It's
every
fun
day.
watching Zach having to do that. On the video.
Uh-huh.
He's like, all right, now we're gonna go Easter egg hunting. It'll be like Easter be fun. I'm like, Easter. I just think that's life now.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
But it's fun having chickens, and it's fun having our little farm where you can go out there and you have your own animals, you have your own milk from the goats, you have your own chicken
And
eggs.
you know what's great about having roosters though?
What?
It gives some back sound for your videos.
I know. That's cool. Yes. Yes, it is. Yeah, I like that. I like hearing the rooster crow because it just makes me feel.
The only thing I don't enjoy is when Kiwi's in the background. Sounds like she's screaming and dying.
Yeah,
And
you
it
like
ain't when
Susan
she's ready
go
for
out there
food.
and shake that bucket.
Nah, that's not oink 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 oink.
Uh-uh.
It's like a baby dying.
I tell you, yes. Yeah, but I like having our little farm. I like being self-sustainable
Mhm.
and everything. Yes.
And chickens are just one of the easier animals to raise.
Especially on a small farm,
Yeah.
you can have 10 chickens and you can have a whole
I mean,
bunch of eggs.
there's still many work that goes into having
Oh, yes.
chickens, but they do tend to be one of the easier.
I mean, that's one good thing about chickens. You can get your egg layers. I mean, yeah, and your meat chickens, and you also can get your dual purpose chickens that you use for the egg and the meat.
Mm-hmm.
And and then you can feed them all your scraps. Nothing goes to waste around here. None of our
That's
scraps
right.
goes to waste.
Either goes to the pigs or goes to the chickens or
we try to divide
goes
it
to
up.
the dogs.
I know. So we don't waste anything around here. Like our garden got froze the other day. And sometimes this week, if it don't start raining before I get back, I want to get out here and pull up all my vegetables that are still good and feed them to the chickens or the pigs. So I don't go to waste.
The rabbits.
And then you take all their manure and you use it as fertilizer. So it's just it just goes around in a circle.
But their manure is hot.
I know. So you have to.
I think that's one reason that one area doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's really close to the chickens because I think that hot
It could
acid
be. Yeah.
watches that one spot.
Yeah. I don't think we need to use that spot because it don't grow nothing. Everything
Because
fries.
it's too hot.
Yeah. But that's not rabbit. It can be
It's
used.
cold.
You can use it.
Because rabbits are pure vegetarian.
Right.
So all it is it's grain.
Right.
Yep.
Yes. But I can't wait. Another subject. I can't wait till our goats gets born. Our baby.
Yes.
I'm waiting on that. Waiting to milk again. Because I miss all that stuff.
You're going milk?
You are.
No, you say you.
You're going to milk and I'm going to drink it.
I'm just
trying.
a consumer.
You're retiring. No, you can't retire.
No.
Hey, you can't complain. You got a milk machine.
Yeah, I gotta get new parts for
We
it.
do. Yes, we do. We got to get new hoses this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
But anyhow,
I think this is about it. I think we talked about everything.
I'm glad we made it home.
I'm glad too. I didn't think y'all was gonna be gone that long.
I didn't
Me
either. Man, we just got caught up.
Just happened to be like the other day when we got the trailer.
Yeah. Just got caught
All
up.
right, y'all.
Thank you. You ready?
Yeah.
Please like.
Subscribe.
Hit the dooring bell.
Leave comments below. share on other social media sites.
Share.
And y'all, please hit that like button. Again,
Yes.
hit that
Leave
like button.
comments.
And
So
if y'all watching on Facebook and y'all want to see more videos, go to YouTube.
Yes.
And if y'all watching on YouTube, follow us on Facebook because we share little shorts on Facebook
And Instagram.
And TikTok.
Yes.
So y'all, thanks for watching this video, and until next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.